throwing everything, including the kitchen sink.
Yeah, Jackie. I mean, and they don't have, every time you see a Barack Obama rally, welcome to the chat room, Tony, baby. Every time you see a rally for Barack, everybody's got their signs up forward.
Yes.
Or everybody's got their sign up, Barack the vote.
Yes.
But they've kept with this whole theme for the past 4 years.
Yes.
They might think of something else like later on, Barack the vote, and then they come up with that. But his thing has been the same, forward. Mitt and the boys, they come out on the stage one day, and that day it is all you welfare women gonna die.
Well, first it started with Obama isn't working, and then they went to I built that, or keep changing their message.
And they're just wasting money on signs, and the next week you don't even see I built that or we built that.
That's okay. It's good for the economy. It's good.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jack, it's damn sure good for the economy, right?
Yes.
Because just last month they had spent $600 million between the Republicans and the Democrats.
Yes.
And this month, I guess we on track. 30 more days. I guess we on track to get another couple of $100 million out of it.
Oh well, yeah. The super PACs, the Republican super PACs, Karl Rove's group, they have been very busy. However, they are changing their strategy a little bit.
That's not working.
Because they are starting to...
That ain't working. That ain't working. What?
I'm sorry? What did you say?
That ain't working. I'm trying to figure it out. What?
Exactly. Well, they have decided to let some of their people who are running for the House go because they're too far behind and they don't think they're going to be catching up, and they are changing their strategies and their buys around. But one of the most interesting things about what the Republicans are doing is that, as you and many people will probably recall, before this election jumped off, everybody was talking about how much money the Republicans had.
Yes.
And how much money Mitt Romney had.
Yes.
And now it seems that that's not exactly correct.
Yeah, and then we find out that the Republicans have lied again.
Yes.
Didn't have the money.
Especially, the Romney campaign itself is not raising as much money as the Obama campaign is. Because when they release those figures, the reports that go to the FEC about their fundraising efforts, for each campaign, that includes money that is raised by their national committee. So on the Democratic side, the Obama campaign is raising more money than the Democratic National Committee.
Jackie, go ahead.
Therefore, they have more freedom and more say about how the campaign ad buys and resources are used. However, on the Republican side, the Republican National Committee is raising more money than the Romney for President campaign.
Oh.
Therefore, Romney has fewer resources to buy ads, and he has less say about how the advertising is done. And they just don't manage their campaign as well as the Obama administration.
Jackie, I always envision pictures in my head of behind the scenes. Ever since we've seen Game Change, which was a spectacular movie, which walked away with, I think, 4 Emmys. And it was a spectacular movie showing us what happened behind the scenes with John McCain and Sarah Palin's campaign. And this campaign has to be crazier than that because Romney has no sense whatsoever. And I was just amazed. But anyway, I envision all the time what's going on behind the scenes. And Ron Reagan Jr. was on the Chris Matthews show last Friday, and he said that they were in the back room hitting the crack pipe and hitting it hard.
That is wrong. That is dumb.
That was so wrong. But he said they are back there going crazy and just passing that. He said they're back there passing the pipe, and you couldn't help but die, with Ron Reagan and you picture these Republican men in their suits and stuff and their polo shirts hitting the crack pipe. He said they back there going crazy, and it's just like Jackie each week. You know, there was an old joke about how Chinese people and my Chinese people, I love y'all, so don't take it bad. You know me, I'm always cracking. I crack on.
Brenda is an equal opportunity.
That's right. I don't pass on cracking on nobody. Negroes, white folk, Chinese, Japanese, don't matter. So it's an old joke that how do you name how Chinese folks name their kids? They throw a bunch of forks and knives up and spoons, and they come down ping pong, jing jong. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking about the Republicans, that they're just back there, and they'll say, "Let's throw up Tarzan fucking a monkey, and let's see if that'll work."
Well, Brenda, the problem that they have is simply this: they cannot tell the people what they really want to do because they know the American people will not vote for that.
Yes, and Jackie,
so they have to just make things up, and they haven't been able to make any inroads about, well, the economy's bad, so vote for me.
Yes.
We need more than that, dog, because we've been there before.
Yeah, and I mean, even their Fox brethren over at Fox and Fools. Now, Fox and Fools is making the questions too tough for you. Things are tough.
Yes.
And Fox and Fools, Chris Wallace questioned that boy Blunder. Mittens and Boy Blunder.
Yes.
So I call him Bat Mittens. And Boy Blunder. So Boy Blunder was over there, and Chris Wallace is interviewing him, and he asked him to give him some details. I can't get.
Well, Brenda, we have that clip if you want to go ahead and play.
Oh, do we?
We do it.
Oh, yes. Yes, y'all listen in. I want to hear this. Thank you, Jackie.
You're welcome.
The Obama camp says, independent groups say, if you cut those tax rates for everybody, 20%, it costs $5 trillion over 10 years. True?
Not in the least bit true. Look, this just goes to show if you torture statistics enough, they'll confess to what you want them to confess to. That study has been so thoroughly discredited. It wasn't even a measurement of Mitt Romney, his policy. Here's what we're saying.
Well, how much would it cost?
It's revenue neutral. It doesn't cost $5
I'm just talking about the cut, and we'll get to the deductions, but the cut in tax rates.
The cut in tax rates is lower all Americans' tax rates by 20%.
How much does that cost?
It's revenue neutral.
Well, it's not revenue neutral unless you take away the deductions.
That's where
I'm asking you, and we're going to get to that in a second. The first half, lowering the tax rates. How much does that cost? $5 trillion?
No. Look, I won't get into a baseline argument with you because that's what a lot of this is about. We're saying limited deductions so you can lower tax rates for everybody. Start with people at the higher end. Here's the way it works. I've been on the Ways and Means Committee for 12 years. Both parties, Republicans and Democrats, have junked up the tax code with so many giveaways and special interest tax breaks. What we're saying is you keep your money in your pocketbook, in your business, in your family in the first place. And every time we've done this, whether it was Ronald Reagan working with Tip O'Neill, the ideas from the Bowles-Simpson Commission on how to do this, there's been a traditional Democrat and Republican consensus. Lowering tax rates by broadening the tax base works. And you can.
But I have to point out,
let me just
you haven't given me the math.
No, but I don't have the... It would take me too long to go through all of the math, but let me say it this way. You can lower tax rates by 20% across the board by closing loopholes and still have preferences for the middle class for things like charitable deductions, for home purchases, for health care. So what we're saying is people are going to get lower tax rates, and therefore they will not send as much money to Washington, and they'll keep it and decide for themselves.
All right.
When we've done this, we've created economic growth.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Sorry, go on, monkeys. I'm with you. Tony just asked, where the monkeys? There they are, Tony. Tougaloo College, pimp talk, pimp talk. Jackie, why do they keep trying to pimp talk us?
Well, Brenda, after hearing what Mr. Ryan said, I also went and got a clip of Bill Clinton talking about this very thing at the Democratic National Convention.
Okay.
And while I could answer this question, I think that Mr. Clinton does it better than I would.
I'll play
So
him
those
right.
of you who want to make sense of that, just listen to what Mr. Bill Clinton has to say about it.
And he got time to tell you.
Yeah, he got time to tell y'all about it.
The Romney plan fails the first test of fiscal responsibility. The numbers just don't add up. Consider this. What would you do if you had this problem? Somebody says, oh, we got a big debt problem, we got to reduce the debt. So what's the first thing he says we're going to do? Well, to reduce the debt, we're going to have another $5 trillion in tax cuts, heavily weighted to upper income people. So we'll make the debt hole bigger before we start to get out of it. Now, when you say, what are you going to do about this $5 trillion you just added on? They say, oh, we'll make it up by eliminating loopholes in the tax code. So then you ask, well, which loopholes and how much? You know what they say? See me about that after the election. I'm not making it up. That's their position. People ask me all the time how we got 4 surplus budgets in a row. What new ideas did we bring to Washington? I always give a one-word answer. Arithmetic. If they stay with this $5 trillion tax cut plan, the arithmetic tells us, no matter what they say, one of 3 things is about to happen. One, they'll have to eliminate so many deductions, like the ones for home mortgages and charitable giving, that middle-class families will see their tax bills go up an average of $2,000, while anybody who makes $3 million or more will see their tax bill go down $250,000. Or, 2, they'll have to cut so much spending that they'll obliterate the budget for the national parks for ensuring clean air, clean water, safe food, safe air travel. They'll cut way back on Pell Grants, college loans, early childhood education, child nutrition programs, all the programs that help to empower middle-class families and help poor kids. Oh, they'll cut back on investments in roads and bridges and science and technology and biomedical research. They'll hurt the middle class and the poor and put the future on hold to give tax cuts to upper income people who've been getting it all along. Or 3, in spite of all the rhetoric, they'll just do what they've been doing for more than 30 years. They'll go in and cut the taxes way more than they cut spending, especially with that big defense increase, and they'll just explode the debt and weaken the economy. And they'll destroy the federal government's ability to help you by letting interest gobble up all your tax payments. Don't you ever forget when you hear them talking about this, that Republican economic policies quadrupled the national debt before I took office, in the 12 years before I took office, and double the debt in the 8 years after I left, because it defied arithmetic. It was a highly inconvenient thing for them in our debates that I was just a country boy from Arkansas, and I came from a place where people still thought 2 and 2 was 4. It's arithmetic.
That was pretty simple. It's arithmetic. Jackie, they don't like to hear simple answers like that.
No, and they don't like to hear the truth, because Bill just told it like it is. This is what they do.
You know, did you notice, Jackie, when he said to Chris, well, the American people don't want to know all that. Oh, yes, the hell
yeah,
we do, dog. Yeah, we do. That's okay. Tell us anyhow.
Yeah.
Bore us.
Yes.
Why don't you?
Bore us with that, yes.
Yeah, bore us with that. Tell us anyhow. We'll listen. I know why they don't want to. You know, every day they're out there singing some line about Barack Obama. He hadn't changed nothing about bullets, guns, religion.
No.
I mean, they're catching him on tape, Jackie. He's a Muslim. Just watch Fox.
I know.
You know,
crazy.
Well, anybody that's little-minded anyway, we don't expect them to be on our side. But us sane people, us sane Americans, white, black, green, Jewish, Muslim, Indian, us sane ones,
yes.
You can't tell us that mess. They can't even explain. The people they sent out, they ain't even get,
they can't even explain. Well, Brenda, I have a joke that I want to tell you.
Oh, really?
Yes, that I found